Yeah, it's not the car club. It's a whole Xbox club, and it's okay with it. Well, you just go over. You, you hit your guide button and you go over, and then in the I think in the party thing, you select your name and say that you are okay with it or don't or whatever.
Video. All right.
Yeah.
I see. There's a checkbox.
Right. Because otherwise, somebody might be like, no, I don't really want my voice to be on there.
Sure.
Eat 1,000 dicks, shut up. Fucking whatever they're going to say.
I don't care if someone wants to listen to my stupid voice, they can.
Well, it just makes it easier in that at that point, if you're talking about stuff, people just don't hear a one-sided conversation.
This is true.
Am I the only one who still gets all tingly with excitement every time you hear about another one of these?
They don't need to know that you're a crazy man on account of that.
Right. Well, or especially if you're talking about stuff like if we were talking about Walking Dead, and it's like, well, if you have a discussion about something like that, and you can only hear one side of it, then it really makes it kind of hack. What are they talking about?
Yeah, what the hell? This guy went Walking Dead conversation with himself.
Fucking
He's all
weirdo.
pissed off about it.
It's all pissed off. I'm the only player in the session. What happened? It says like you left or some shit. Did you not join in time?
A
bunch of shit.
Maybe not. I joined your game preemptively, but maybe that just didn't work.
Message center. My drivatar has appeared in 1,000 races and earned 20 grand. Ooh, nice. Alright, I gotta get back and play this every now and then just so it keeps me active. Progress. Skill shop.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. What did I just do? No! Fucking goddamn thing. Yeah, hit X and bring up help.
Ready.
And fuck it all up.
Return to free roam to accept.
Yes.
Joining session.
Got a new barn
There we
fire
go.
rumor.
Oh, it's working.
It's over there. Okay, cool. How do you want to race around? Last time we did that online adventure thing, which was pretty good because that was just like, let's just go through and blow through a bunch of races, rock out with your dick out. So we could do that.
That was a nice way to just get through a bunch of races without too much filler.
It's not.
I like the filler in this.
Well, I like the filler in this, but on the same token, if you're like, hey, let's like go do some actual stuff, it's like, well,
yeah. If
you play another thing, it kind of the hell am I doing? I don't remember any of this. Okay, 1 credit for 20. Okay, fine, that's good for that amount. Sure. Marketplace, all car packs. I don't want to buy a car pack. I really don't. I really don't want to buy one of those. Bucket list challenge. You're a bucket list challenge. Cars, tune car. I want to do that. What do I have in my cars? Let me look at my car list real quick. See my gimpy vehicle. Gimp cars. I got a fair amount of cars. I'm legit with this. Let's let's do this fucking online adventure shit. I liked it. Which type of adventure would you like to play? Online adventure, custom adventure. Also hear that my neighbors are being retards again. Yeah, I don't know what the difference is between this online and this custom shit. Well, what happens if it's custom? Racing only, games only, collisions off racing only. I don't want to do that. That's stupid. Just the other one then. Find online adventures. Well, but I want to make sure that it's just the. Oh, if I hit X one more time to do this, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm used. Sorry for those who are watching. I'm used to hitting. I'm used to join session. See, now if this joins me with a bunch of other people, I'm gonna be like, fuck that and leave.
Hey, I'm like no longer. I've been disconnected from the online. Campaign leader has left the session. Waiting for Rye Smoke to start matchmaking for your session.
Horizon car rental, asphalt only. I'm gonna do this car. I don't know what's happening. Sinking traffic. I'll see, fucking... It put me in some group with a bunch of other people, which I did not want to do. How did we do this last time? There was a way we did this.
It seems so simple.
There was a way we did this last time. Social. Private session? Here it is. Private online adventure right here. You have to select it from this other fucking thing. That's how you gotta do it. That should be loading up now.
Okay. It's just gonna switch cars, driving over to the event center area and see what cars are available.
I don't know if you're back in here. Players 1.
Would it have invited me yet?
I don't know. I just hit the wrong button again. That's really pissing me off. I got so used to gears where I had mapped X to the bumper that now I just keep fucking hitting this over and over again. I don't know why you're not here. Okay. I'm like, fucking players in session, Horizon group. Here we go. I need to do this and invite this and do this. I think that will do it. This should do it. There we go.
All right.
Hopefully that will connect you.
Should be. Joining session. Welcome to online adventure. I'm just wondering if I should grab another beer.
Probably, because I'm gonna.
All right, I'll be right back.
waiting for players to be ready. Right, let's get this show on the road.
When it is safe to do so.
Gotta get my sea legs back. I haven't played this in a while, so hoping I just don't flip out and fuck it all up. This really does have a fantastic looking countryside, and just the sense of speed is good. The
400 yards.
sound is really fucking good. I mean, just a spot-on bang-up job in terms of racing.
In 200 yards, keep right.
Let's go off-road. Oh,
Right.
here we go through the fields. Woo!
I have stuff coming tomorrow, but after that, I'll be working for a few days.
Okay, we got a guy who's not here, who's taking a half hour to get his beer. He's probably gonna get fucking left behind. Actually, no, I think he has to get to this thing first. Alert, online admit. Hey man, you gotta hurry up.
Alright, I'm here. Sorry.
It's about ready to drop you. You gotta hurry up and hit shit or do something.
Ow.
Hopefully it joined you or did something. did something. I'm just like stuck on
yeah,
a menu
something.
screen. I'm just sitting here looking at XP Championship.
It gave me whatever. It still gave me credit for the
Good.
the ride to the event.
Just probably figured, hey, this guy was really bad at driving. Let's just go ahead and move him on
Yeah,
up.
let's give him some pity credit.
Right, pity credits. Mountain View Scramble.
250 ER.
I love the engine sound of this Mercedes. It fucking sounds so hot.
Holy shit, this Vinny's fast off the line.
Better turns could have been made, but eh.
It's a nice car. I had the M2, was driving that. I don't know if the BMW M2 series, but I don't know if that was
Christ.
compatible for this.
Yeah, I don't know what the qualifications for this were, if it was supposed to be like super saloons or A-class or what, but
Oh, I just totally boffed that.
yeah, I didn't do so great
But yeah,
in that
that
turn
was-
either.
I was interested because that was Jeremy Clarkston was riding. He was driving that car because they were showing off the new track for this new show. And that was the car he was driving to show it off.
What, that
But he
Infinity?
was touting it like, no, the BMW, the M2 series. He's like, this is the best M series car ever. And then they brought in, because they do the best times from all the celebrity drivers and whatnot. So they had to benchmark this track. So they brought in a driver, and he drove all these different cars on the track, and they posted all the times that he drove. And of course, I think the Force, the 2 series above it, I don't know if there's the M3 and I think the M5. Both bested the M2, and he's just kind of laughing because, oh yeah, best car, huh? The other guy's just making fun of him, like they always do.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the BBC will eventually be kicking themselves over that. Like, you can say the guys were getting prima donna or whatever, but the fact of the matter is that show was absolutely huge and had such a following, and to try and muddle with it and lose it, and then have a place like Amazon be like, well, fuck you then, we'll just pick it up, like, okay.
Yeah. Those guys were the show. Yep.
Totally.
And it's some of the people they picked up for the new show, I guess. Okay, but the one guy was, I think he quit after like the first episode or something like that,
Well, whether he quit, it was the reviews that
he was just annoying as hell.
Yeah, the reviews or whatever that I read was, this guy is fucking awful.
Yeah. He just doesn't do the job of being the snarky British guy.
No. He just came off, he was just...
It
was like a dude that you're like, okay, this is less snarky British guy and more punchablefaces.com.
Yeah. And, they got Matt LeBlanc. He always was a good friend of the show. He was always cool as a guest on the original show. He was a surprisingly good driver and just a guy to have on there. Can't face those guys with him. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy and presentable and whatever and blah blah blah. And I'm not. This isn't meant to make it sound like I think he's stupid, but as a guy that's like a front runner host of a show like that, I just don't see carrying that role very well.
No.
Level up.
It's a little rough, but get better.
I mean, this spin, I could win a Honda NSXR. Maybe I don't want that car. Maybe I'd rather get 7,000 credits.
Give me the cash money.
Fuck yourself. 7,000.
7?
I can do better than 7 here. If you can do better than 7,000 credits.
Beetroot McKinley coming on.
I like beetroot.
In 100 yards, keep left.
Yeah, goddamn, this looks... The rain, the wet road effects, ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't think my TV has HDR support. I don't think it does. But I'm not sure.
In certain areas, but sometimes you don't really notice it, but the water effects, and that's where I noticed it, like the shiny effects in the gears was like, oh yeah, there's definitely a different pop to this. The any light sources definitely not sure. Reds look redder. It just seems like everything
In 400 yards, bear left.
just has a little bit more color.
Keep left.
Well, that was nearly
It's subtle,
a
though.
head-on
I mean,
color
it's not like
collision.
it's
Turn left.
I'm just following you.
Cool. I mean, we're gonna a little off-road shoot here.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Infinity G50 Off-Road Edition.
Really, this hugely expensive car and just drive it through this fucking field.
Yeah.
In
Coworker
400
man was
yards,
looking at a
Oh,
used
shit.
G37.
What was that?
A coworker of mine was looking at a G37 Infinity. Like, yeah, that's nice. Get
damn
that.
it. Is he gonna crash into a bunch of trees like I just did?
Probably not. He's not really into
100
the
yards.
super
Turn
sporty. He
sharp
likes the
right. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
type, comfort ride, but it was just the car he was looking at. All-wheel drive car, and that one had all-wheel drive. Only like 20,000 miles on it, or I think it had 40-some thousand miles on it. Pretty good mileage.
Oh, yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, but he was just worried it was a little small. It's a coupe, I believe.
Yes, coupes.
Coupes, yeah.
Coupe. I love how he says coupe. James May in the coupe.
They were making fun of Americans in our terms, our car terms. They're like, we can be in a food court or mall or whatever and speak this, understand each other, but when it comes to cars,
Boot versus trunk.
so-
What the fuck are you talking about?
yeah, they're talking, pointing at the. He's like, what do you call this? The crowd's like, hood. It's a bonnet.
Bonnet.
And then they did the coupe. See, damn French.
Right.
Come on, you guys are British. You hate the French.
See, I think your car does have an off-the-line acceleration advantage. However, that last race, I really pussyfooted it off the line. This time I didn't so much.
Yeah.
Starting to get my driving sea legs back a little bit. Poor network conditions. Why don't you go eat a bag of shit?
In the dicks.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the other thing for me lately, and partially inspired by my retarded neighbors, not entirely, but a lot of things considered, whatever, but I started looking at houses. I'd actually put an offer for a house down on Saturday, but
Yeah.
they accepted they accepted someone else's offer instead, which I'm okay with. I'm not upset about it.
Sure. If you're heartbroken, then you'll get over it quickly. I went through that once.
Thing
Put an
is,
offer in a place I really like.
yeah, and that's the thing. I really like the place, but not enough to be heartbroken over not getting it. So
Yeah.
tomorrow, given that it's going to be a fairly light staff and whatever at the office, leaving early to go look at some other ones, but more or less will be sort of around and in the area that I'm in now, which I'm not going to broadcast. Or I'm not going to say where I live, but
Sure.
in and around this greater area, more or less. I don't need
Okay.
big and a lot of space.
Plus or minus 10 miles.
Yeah, pretty much. And anyway,
It's
I
good. It
started
means
looking
you're
around.
finding houses that are meeting your criteria.
Yeah. Oh,
You're putting an
totally.
offer up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in actually, the house offer on, if it hadn't been such a hot property, I mean, yeah, it would have been just about perfect. So we'll continue to look around, but it's a matter of number one, my rent is pretty expensive, and it's just like, man, to continue to just put that basically in somebody else's kind of sucks. And given that I already have neighbors who are fucking retards. I certainly don't go get a less expensive place and just have even worse fucking animals next door to me.
Right.
So,
And it will, yeah.
yeah, so you
I mean,
sort
you
of
might
add
luck
up
out, but you're...
you sort of add up those factors, and then I want a hobby bag. I want a machine. You can't do those in an apartment. I could try and do them here, but the fact that it's got like these wooden floors, I would just be so worried that I would fuck it all up. And
Sure.
I'm not about to make a noise and be shitheads like they are. So anyway, you sort of and it's just like, you know, I'm still super leery on buying and owning property. You know if I love that a whole ton, but I'm not gonna make at least not and make the same mistakes that I made with the last place that I owned. And given the interest rates are kind of low and still seems to kind of be on the up and up, it's like, all right,
Yep.
all right, we'll give it. I'll look around and see what's around. So I haven't been looking for super long period of time, but I don't know. I think I've probably looked at it a dozen houses, 15 houses, or something like that. So
Okay.
we'll continue to look tomorrow. I have a couple that looked good, so we'll go. I'm gonna go leave work early and go check out a couple and see how they do.
Nice. And you're looking
went
at a
and saw-
single-family type house, right?
I went and saw one of the houses and it had fucking rats.
Yeah, you're rats. Nice.
Come on. You go in there and you go into the
that
kitchen and you hear this rustling, see this movement. It goes the stairs down to the basement. I was like, was that a fucking rat? And the agent guy is aghast. It's like, fuck. He's like, yeah, what the hell was that? I'm like, dude, that was a fucking rat. Let's just go to the next place. Like, you might want to tell them that we saw a rat, but I'm not gonna look any further here. See ya.
Yeah, that beats the one house we went in. We looked at a house in the same town we ended up here, and there, and it's just infested with flies. The whole kitchen.
Oh.
House had, I think, vacated for a while. The people had moved out already, and yeah, we get in there, and hundreds and hundreds of flies just buzzing around in the kitchen.
That's
nasty. It was gross. Yeah. Like, this is a lot of things going. Probably it's crawling everywhere.
Origin is coming.
Where's the food cause of this or whatever? Yeah, where's the origin of this and what else is going on? So we didn't pursue that one.
Turn right.
It's gross.
Yeah, and I saw I saw one property, and it didn't look bad, but then you go downstairs and we're looking, and we're like, well, he's like, well, wait a minute. He's like, this electrical box, there's no approved sticker on it. Maybe they forgot to put it on or whatever. He's like, but that really concerned me. And then we're continuing to look, and on the water heater, they have like the pipe coming down, and an adapter. Adapter switches to flex tube, goes to another leg of, and then flex tube again, and then into the hot water tank. He's like, I know that's not up to code, and so around find an electrical line that's going down into this fire, and this electrical line is encased in blue plastic tube. So it just becomes a matter of, okay, well, you're going to get an inspection, and the guy's going to come in, and he's going to call this shit out. It's like, but the problem is, what should have done that you can't see that you wouldn't find out until later or until you went to resell the place. I'm like, nah, I'm done. I'm done with this place.
Yeah.
Forget it. Next. Like, next. Not worth it.
The perfect place is going to be next to impossible, but you'll find something that you'll feel is right.
Yeah, doesn't have to, like, about perfect, right? Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just have to fit a lot of criteria, not any major quote requirements.
Oh yeah, you got your deal. You don't want to compromise on.
It's got to have
things that you know are going to make you unhappy if it's something.
Right. It has to have space for me to be able to have those parties. If I can't have the space to have those parties, then I'm really disappointed. So, like, it's got to have some way to do that. Now, this house that I offer down on, you couldn't have done it upstairs. It had a partially finished basement, and the partially finished basement would have been appropriate and would have been for hosting those parties. Plus, it had a full bathroom downstairs. So you could have had all that down there, and you could have put food and snacks around the corner, and then just went, hey, like, everybody parties downstairs. And then if you want to go upstairs and take a phone call or do whatever you can, happy. Yeah. So, the house would have met all the criteria. I would like to have a house that has a fireplace, but that's thing with the garage, deal breaker. The thing is, I used to be so gung-ho on basements, but having had the luck I've had with basements and like water issues and shit, now it's like, well, if it has a basement, I'm going to be very, like, I'm a huge seller on, like this one house that we went in. It's nice. Then you go downstairs. It's a poured concrete foundation. It has horrible cracks in the wall. And the realtor agent, he's like, I've seen thousands of houses, and this is maybe one of 6 that I've seen that have horizontal cracks like this. It's like the only thing I can think of is that there's something in the surrounding ground pushing on this wall that's causing it to crack. And he's like, and I was like, well, shoots me. Is that a thing that like really like turns and bothers you? And he's like, well, I'll put it this way. If I bought the property, I'd be keeping a very close eye on it. I'm like,
That doesn't seem like anything I've ever seen.
With cinder blocks? With cinder blocks, it makes some sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll have a that runs down, and then it'll follow the blocks, whatever. He's like, but poured concrete? That is really, really weird.
Yeah, there were a lot of basements in our town. Our realtor was really had lived in our town for a long time, so there was talk about being done at certain times in terms of the construction, and houses built before 86 giant flood, and sump pumps have been made since then. So houses built before then, a lot of them didn't have sump pumps.
Got it.
Some of them did, but a lot of the city is in a floodplain area. But anyway, there were a lot of basements that had steel beams placed for every feet because the basement walls were caving in.
Oh God.
Yeah, so they're filling the basement, backfilling against the basement concrete walls with clay and just the sheer weight of the clay and whole water
Turn right.
was leaving the walls. And you know, if you look at the profile of the wall, you know, from the floor, you look at the floor, look at it against at the ceiling level, and the ceiling level was like several inches inward from where it was at the floor.
Turn sharp left.
There were several companies in putting these big beams in every so many feet to stop the process. So they were saying, well, if it was done properly,
Turn around
at
when
least
it's just
mitigated the issue. But it was like, I don't know what house that has one of these.
Right. I mean, shit, you don't know how many thousands of costs for you to have to deal with that or fix it.
Yeah, at least the houses that did it, it's like, well, they already put the money to do it, but still, it's like, who knows what else. It's just a permanent fix. And then plus you're dealing with walls that have partially caved in and all these beams everywhere. Space and just kind of only taking up space to the problem.
Right.
It was just fun to learn all the interesting, screw ups and learnings from building houses in this area. It's like, yeah, there's no way this house here we could have our basement without a sump pump. That's why I bought a battery backup sump. I've had our original, when our power went out, before I got the backup, we'd have to bail out the rock. I'd have to set an alarm after bedtime, get up and bail it out.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It runs every 15 minutes in this. We get so much water.
in 400 yards.
Yeah, there was just, well, thoughts like cities here that have underground rivers,
Turn right.
so you'll always get extra water, so you need a sump and so forth. And he's like, looking at these houses have been, some houses that were built in the 20s, and if they were never really remodeled, he's like, yeah, you gotta look. And he's like, some of them, on the basement is buckling or something. Like, we had one where you're on the porch, as you sort of go into the front room, you felt like you were in the mystery house. Like, it was just a little crooked. I'm like, I can't do this. This would drive me fucking crazy.
It's driving nuts now. Just think if
right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You look at all the pictures and whatever, and you totally can't tell until you actually just go look at it in person.
No, you can't. Pictures always make it nicer.
Which is why some of them were like, this place kind of looks like a piece of shit. And you're like, if it looks like a piece of shit in the pictures, what's it going to be like when I fucking get there?
Yeah. I don't think I ever went to a house where the pictures looked like shit, but then I get there, I'm like, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought. I don't know if I ever saw one.
Oh.
It might meet the expectations. It's not going to exceed. And if it does, then they did a shitty job in taking photos.
Right, and you're like, whoever advised you that those are the best pictures that you could put up, you need to fire that guy.
You're fired.
Yeah, you're fired. Bye-bye.
Are you using that same guy as a buyer's agent, or do you get someone else to help you out in this case? Okay, he's helping out.
He's been brilliant. I could not recommend him to anyone who's looking to sell. I mean, very patient. He doesn't pressure you. I told him, I was like, well, I want to be choosy, but I don't want to be like a pain in the ass or whatever. I don't want you to just dicking you around, farting around, whatever. And he's like, no. He's like, he's like, you know, I'm very much, he's like, I understand. I certainly don't want anybody to feel pressure for stuff like that. He's like, it's a big decision, and we want people to be happy with what they get. He's like, well, that's why I continue to come back.
Oh yeah, and as long as you give honest feedback to him and what you're looking for, and so
I was like, what was like the one house where I'm like, no, I'm done. He's like, that's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, I mean, don't want to waste his time, don't waste your time.
Right.
They're probably both very much in the same boat there.
And I have to. There's a certain level of, as he sees some of these homes, that if other people come looking or whatever, that then it's, hey, he's familiar with some of these and what they look like, to be able to steer people clear, you know, if they're coming in. So, and there's a little bit of a value research altogether to perfect.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's value in it for customers, not just you. So that definitely stacks the effort for multiple customers. And eventually you kind of get an understanding with each other, and he won't call you unless he has something that he thinks is worth your while. So you might have a few days in between viewings here and there, but the ones that you have should be closer to the mark.
Well, or if he gets one too, where somebody's like, hey, this listing, but it's a hot listing. It like the I was telling you about that I put the offer down on. He texted me. He's like, I know you like this property. He's like, I'm getting word that it's a hot property and they're getting multiple offers. Like, if you have time, he's like, I'll leave right now and go meet you there if you want to see it. He's like, oh well, yeah, okay. So.
That is kind of nice getting involved with an agent like that, because we looked at one and we ended up still not being fast enough, but we looked at it before it even got listed.
Jeez.
And, turned out that, you know, as we were looking at the place, they were signing papers to sell it to someone. But,
dang, it's like, dang, bro. Just missed it.
Yeah,
just missed it.
It was a nice house, but I'm happy where we're at.
Yeah, my goal is I don't want to put a ton of money down, and I really want to try and go, want a Ford SVT Cobra R. I would definitely want to go 15-year or less on the actual mortgage term. I would actually prefer, if possible, to go closer to 10 years. But, we'll see. That all just depends on how much the house sells for and blah, blah, blah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks fun. Anything goes.
Playground games.
The playground games is going to
goes.
suck. The playground games is going to suck, because if you look, that's the ones where there's like the skull matches, where then it would just be you and me.
Yeah. It's not good for two people.
Nah. This one looks too like it might allow a more fun section of cars too. So anyway, it's exciting, but it's nerve-wracking. We'll see.
Sure. It is both.
Well, shit, I could take my Honda Civic Type R that I souped up into a B class as a hot hatch. Should I take that or my Subaru?
I'm gonna
All
try
right, I'm gonna
this.
take this even though if I get
M235i.
smoked. Oh, the is that BMW?
Yeah.
Nice. God, that V8 on that fucking Mercedes just sounds so good. I read an article today that was talking about... Oh shit, time to go. That was talking about like electric cars and Tesla and whatever, and how a lot of analysts think that we're actually at peak like petroleum consumption, that actually it'll just get less from here on out because of electric cars. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. Because that means that all those fucking people can go buy electric cars and I can drive my nice fucking pickup truck or something with a delicious throaty V8 and not tool around in some Tesla douche-mobile. This is a very squirrely car to drive.
Is it?
400 yards.
This car's not super fast, but it handles like a dream.
Turn
I would
right.
say mine is maybe the opposite. I mean, it's a, what, 97
In 100 yards,
Civic hatchback
left.
that goes 80 miles an hour in second gear.
In 400 yards.
I don't even know what the top speed of it is.
Keep left.
Watching those supercars, those hybrid cars, though, it's like as far as the advancement of electric cars, I mean, I think it's a good thing. I mean, it's all part of
They're
the
not bad.
progression of technology.
I just don't want one.
Yeah, it's not for you. It's fine. You have a choice. That's good. But the combination of the technologies for the
400
purpose of
yards.
not
Turn
only
left.
fuel economy but performance, it's just ridiculous. The performance that they're getting sub
Right.
3 second 0 to 60 times, and
Now, if I could have a hybrid diesel pickup truck, then I
Yeah.
would be all fucking on board. I would be all over
Sure.
that shit. To get the thing started and moving, where you waste all that fuel moving a heavier, bigger vehicle like that, yeah, fucking use the electric engine for that, and then
yeah,
power that electric engine up whenever you're fucking stopping it. But then when I'm cruising around and I want power on the mid-range, give me that fucking diesel.
and I think you'll start to see more of those systems crop up as it gets less expensive to incorporate
Keep right.
a dual drivetrain vehicle.
Keep right.
Right? I always thought that if you really wanted to see huge, I guess, fuel savings and whatever, that ambulances, fire trucks, like those big municipal vehicles, are the ones that would really benefit. Like, that your Toyota Prius goes, whatever, but it's a tiny little thing that didn't use a ton of fuel in the first place. Like, take something like a fire truck that blows so much fuel moving this hugely heavy vehicle. And you're like, well, shit, you have the greatest advantage of an electric motor like that is the standing still torque. Like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
This fucking 97 Civic goes like a bat out of hell. It's preposterous.
These cars were all $1 million plus cars too.
Well,
I
yeah.
think 800. You know, they were talking. Yeah, it's just. But hey, someone's willing to pay for them, so I love to see the technology progress.
Well, yeah, and it's great. All those rich people can do all that, and meanwhile, I'll get a used diesel pickup truck, and because nobody else is using gas, it should be super cheap for me, right?
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I don't see the price skyrocketing anytime soon. hard to tell exactly where that market's going to be, and as far as the oil consumption goes, what the next emerging market is, another country. There's not going to be another China in terms of the populace. That's the most populated country in the world, so you're not going to see a country that large industrialize on that scale,
Right.
to the point where it's going to increase demand at that rate. But
Well, and that's where I think they're saying that that in terms of consumption there, that it might have peaked, and that at that point too, as those things roll over, it's like, well, the price and availability and everything like that is going to be different too, just because the new technology gets expensive, and the old technology that is still very nice now is what you basically pass down and pass on. Like, they're not driving these old, shitty, old Russian fucking surplus cars from the fucking Cold War.
Right. Yeah, and with all the fuel economy enhancements that have been put in place, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, yeah, increased fuel economy, but really it's kind of flattened out. They're just getting more. People still want peppy cars. They want cars that are fun to drive, and they're delivering cars that have crazy amounts of horsepower for the fuel economy that they're delivering. So it's cars now. I'd rather drive a car from now versus a classic car any day, I think.
I mean, there's
better
always
handling,
there's
faster in a
always
lot of ways.
something there's always something to be said for the old Hemi Cuda and just the way
Sure.
it looks and sounds and
Yeah,
whatever. But
I know.
absolutely, I would take a modern car over one of those any day.
I enjoy every year we do the Dream Cruise thing. Father-in-law's got his 1965 Mopar, and just the sounds, the smells, everything. It's nostalgic. It's awesome.
Right.
But if I was gonna have a toy car, I don't know if that would be the route I would pick if I had one car to pick.
Yeah, and I'm not like hugely in love with Ford as an auto manufacturer, but I do give them credit for pushing and popularizing more the use of turbos, which to me, it's just like, I don't understand why that's not used more often. It's certainly not free horsepower, but it's close.
No, I mean, it's to me, it's power on demand. I've got a little 2-liter turbo, and with all the drive-by-wire technology, it's choose your own adventure. Do you want to drive it like a grandpa, put it in eco mode and putt along?
Yeah,
and I can putt along at 1500 RPMs and still get, if I put the pedal to the metal, then it understands what I'm trying to do, and it will give it some boost with some obvious turbo lag, but then you can put it in the sportier mode, and it keeps the turbo spooled all the time, and you can go nuts with it, and you can get 23 miles to a gallon versus 30 plus, but it's your choice. Yeah, it's not free. I mean, if you drive like a hooligan, you're gonna get V6 to V8 fuel economy. You're not gonna get 4-cylinder economy, no matter how you drive. And people bitch about the fuel economy on these vehicles because they're lying. It's like, well, yeah, are they? I don't know if they're being disingenuous. Maybe they're not being fully.
I feel like you'd have to be an idiot, though, to not understand that, and maybe that's harsh
but people
language,
like to bitch.
But it's like, you can have that, you could have a turbocharged 4, and like you say, it's how you want to drive it. On the same token, you go, okay, well, look, if I want to merge onto the freeway, I want this thing to have some goddamn get up and go. But on the same token, other than that, I drive very conservatively, and thus I get, I just want an Aston Martin V8 Vantage.
Yeah, I got 15,000 credits, crap.
But on the same token, if you have some giant gas-guzzling V8, the reality of that is you're never really going to get great gas mileage. It's just not going to happen.
True.
And
Yeah.
even if you
So-
try to feather start it, the fact of the matter is when
100
you're
yards. Keep left.
driving in city traffic, that thing just is still going to
200 yards.
slurp down the gas. So I feel like, yeah, the turbo in that regard, like
In 200,
makes a lot of
turn
sense.
left.
So yeah, it's not
Turbo's
free,
nice.
but it's
Turn
kind of
left.
close. It's as close
It's
as you
close
can
enough. You don't. You use it when you need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have extra. I mean, you have.
400
There's the
yards.
displacement on
Bear
demand
right.
systems, which are kind of cool, but you still have the extra weight. You know, I think for
Keep
bigger
right.
vehicles, it makes sense to have that, and especially like trucks, it's great that they have those displacement on demand systems where you can shut down to 4 cylinders. You don't
Right.
need it,
In 400 yards.
but then
turn right.
yeah, the weight reduction in a little 2-liter turbo, or even a 3-liter 6-cylinder turbo versus
Turn right.
traditional 8 cylinder setup. A lot of the sportier cars are going to that setup.
Well, just the weight, and you look at the power band and everything else, and then, like you say, if you want to drive very nice and conservative, like that's fine. You'll get very good gas mileage. On the same token, if you want to hammer it, it's gonna go like a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, you have your you have your ability to make, like you say, it's power on demand. You can drive it how you want it, you can drive it and get out of it the whole range
In
of
400 yards. Turn
yeah,
left.
I'm cruising along on a highway. I'm gonna get great gas mileage because I'm just cruising along,
Turn left.
and it's a small engine and doesn't need a whole lot of
In
fuel.
200 yards.
And then it's,
Keep
hey,
right.
whatever, it's a sunshiny day, I want to race around,
Keep
I want to
right.
hammer on it. Yeah, keep that fucking turbo spooled and let's race around.
Oh yeah.
And I had that turbo diesel Golf, I used to do that, I loved
In
it.
400 yards. Turn left.
Yeah, it's fun. And I think the turbos are a lot more reliable these days than they were back in the
way,
80s.
way
and,
more, way more
you know,
reliable.
Dad was always against turbos back in the day, but that was, almost 30 years ago.
I mean, they just don't have the precision engineering and everything that they have now is even leagues beyond what they used to have, and part tolerance and
400
gap
yards.
tolerance and
Turn
everything
right.
else,
Oh, yeah.
and fuel technology, blah 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 blah. I mean,
Turn
you add
right.
it all up, and it's yeah. I get that these used to be kind of they're finicky, and you have to constantly tune them, and they're problems, blur blah blur. It's like yeah, but things have moved on a little bit since that era, so.
Yeah, so we'll see. I only got 28,000 miles on my car, and hopefully it continues to drive nice, but the engine's still doing just fine. Now they're starting to do a combination of turbocharging and supercharging.
Delicious.
Because Volvo's gone the way of, they don't even make a 6-cylinder anymore. I know some people are kind of bemoaning that fact as a competitor against some of the especially the Germans. The Germans are big on turbocharged 3-liter 6-cylinder cars for the performance cars.
Right.
But Volvo's going the way of just, though they've got their base model, in Europe you've got 8 different variations to the US, where you just have a few. I don't think you can get a non-turbo vehicle in the US, but in Europe you can get a non-turbocharged, just a little putt vehicle in either diesel or petrol, and then they'll have the turbocharged version, and then they have the turbocharged plus supercharged version that'll get you 300 plus horsepower. And then for the high performance variant, what they're doing instead of going to 6 cylinders is that they're pairing it with an electric motor to give you your 400 plus horsepower.
Nice.
And at that point, you're paying a lot for the vehicle, but you would be anyway if you're buying a you know, an Audi A6 RS version or something like that.
Sure.
You're paying stupid money for those cars, so.
Well, and I get that the
Why not?
argument might be, yeah, but in the one that's just the 6-cylinder one, you don't have the complexity of trying to engineer all these systems together.
Sure.
Then you
Yeah.
could just have
Oh, yeah.
one thing that just gives you that one thing. But on the same
Yeah.
token, it's, yeah, but they've specialized in that one engine. So they're going to know the ins and outs of it because they haven't had to worry about 4 and 6 and 8 and whatever. It's like, no, we've mastered this one engine, so that sort of mitigates our maybe what you would have as a difficulty of merging those systems together, because you just focused on that one engine per se. So
Yeah.
it
That
makes
is a big
sense.
part of their strategy.
It's a good strategy,
Yeah, 'cause
right?
even
Like,
the diesel and the petrol variants of that engine are, I gotta say, 90% the same, or I don't know exact number, but they're very close. Even those two variants are not that much different. So yeah, it's trying to capitalize on those economies of scale. And if they're a smaller car company, they're not a Volkswagen company, so they don't have quite the resources. So yeah, they're trying to economize where they can.
makes sense. You start with your base and go, hey, we know this engine inside and out. I mean, let's be honest. What, GM with that 4 or 6 that they made for the long time there in the 90s and put it in like every fucking car. It's like, well, it's the same thing. It was a good engine. They knew the insides and outs of it, and that's why they put it in everything.
They put that 3800 engine in everything.
Yeah, everything.
But,
That fucking
that-
3800.
It was a nice, reliable engine. Tons of, I had 240,000 miles on my Bonneville,
Nice.
and that I wouldn't be surprised if it's still on the road today. And the thing with that is, too, every mechanic in town knew how to work on that engine if you did have any issues.
Well, and yeah, and think again in the Volvo aspect. Parts, seals, services, tubes, everything else, and then anywhere that you're going to go to get service, you're going to say, well, okay, we can supply this one giant bag of parts that fits most all of our vehicles, rather than once again having to divide that up
Yeah.
against a bunch of different shit. So bemoan it all you want, crybabies, I understand it.
Yeah, some of the high-performance people are bummed, but looking at a company in Volvo that has historically hasn't competed and come out with an M-Series competitor car or anything like that, so those people are not going to stop buying those high-end BMWs, Mercedes.
Right.
They're not going to get those converts for the most part. They are trying to enter in more into that ultra-luxury market, which, in the future may price me out of buying especially a new Volvo, but that's what they're trying to get into a little bit, but to an extent. They're more of the comfort luxury than the comfort safety with the nice amount of performance.
Well, yeah, it's not like the
They don't
cars
stand
are
for
pussy.
exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's not like they're pussy-ass grandpa mobiles, at least not all of them. But on the same token, like, come on. You reach a certain point where you're like, everybody can't do everything. It'd be like saying, well,
No.
yeah.
There we go. It's a little better. 50,000 credits.
Good, very good. Kind of felt like I raced very sloppy on that race, which is alright. This is a pretty good sleeper car.
In 400
It's not
yards,
quite...
turn left.
This
100
one,
yards.
yeah, it's,
Turn right.
I don't know, it's just very nicely balanced. Handles really nicely. I think it's a really lightweight car, which contributes to that. And also it gives it plenty of pep, less weight to accelerate. But
Right?
it's not super fast on the straightaways, but just a good car to not crash around. Except for just screwing that turn up. It was fun watching those guys drive that McLaren P1 car.
Yeah.
That car is just an absolute unwieldy beast, yeah. If you don't,
Go
it's
butter
an
wheels.
expert's car. It's a little bit butter wheels as compared to that Porsche, that 918 has 4-wheel steering, and so much going on in terms of electronics to keep the car stable that it just seemed like it was driving itself to an effect.
Right.
Whereas that P1 was just
You have to work.
watching it.
You have to work to fuck that one up, and the other one you have to struggle to not fuck it up.
Yeah, so Hammond was driving it and it's like, this car's trying to kill me. And then when they were all racing, there was he was behind it for a moment, and it was sparking out from the exhaust. I was like, this thing's trying to kill me, and I'm not even driving it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, interesting start to that race.
Yeah, this is very, very different.
Just I wasn't quite prepared for the change of pace, but that's all right.
Cornfields now.
Done a lot of
See,
puddles.
these races are, I find, extremely difficult when you're racing against the AI computer opponents, because you're getting these patches where you cannot see where the fucking checkpoint's at, but they just magically know where it is. And you're like, oh, fuck you. That's some horseshit.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know the ideal line for this.
Ideal line? I can't
Lucky.
even see where the hell the thing is at.
Lucky to make it, between all the chicanes here.
Right?
Ooh, big puddle.
Yeah, now
Jeez.
it's like mud bog time. God, I'm getting as long as I don't hit anything, I will have a huge driving bonus.
Yeah.
Delicious. Yeah, I just got like a lot of points. 2,400 or something about.
Nice.
No, I mean had to have been more than that. Shit, the one I have right now is 7,000 times 2. I guess I was too busy driving, I didn't see what it was. This is where I found that normally I really like to lower the suspension as much as possible, but in this particular game, I'm actually finding that buying the rally suspension gives you your better bang for your buck in almost all cases. Unless you absolutely know it's nothing but street track.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
I mean, the way that the rally suspension pushes all the wheels down so that you grab those bounces and you don't just hard bong, 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 bong everywhere really helps.
There's not a lot of pure racetrack grade track in this game, it seems like.
Well, it's the thing. You occasionally wander into that department, but is it... You just made it. God, how... You must have just really been on the ball on that fucking track. But yeah, just because there's so much off-road, and even in just spots where you're not totally off-road and you're just driving through it or whatever, it makes just really helps. Like, I built this muscle car and put a rally suspension on it. It's actually very drivable.
Come on, give me something good. I've had shit rolls. Ooh, nice. I got a Volvo.
Yeah!
850R. Which isn't
Dude,
necessarily a...
Well, you can fix that. Just soup it up.
That car's
make
not a
go-go
complete
butter
dog.
wheels.
It's just a big wagon. I don't know how I ended up that much far behind you in that race. I don't know what happened.
Because this car is a speed demon. Oh shit, and I just crashed.
This
As soon as
car
he
does
fucking
not
around.
do well in any of the puddles or anything like that at all.
See, I think I did install the rally suspension on this.
I probably should.
Which is
I probably
probably
should
why
do
I
that.
did better. I've really been
Some of
liking it
these
on a lot
cars.
of the cars. Yeah, I mean, some of
Done.
them, like the Ferraris and whatever, it's probably not going to work so great, but
No.
if I'm going to have like a jack of all trades car, yeah, man, the rally suspension is nice.
This BMW 2 Series Coupe would be perfect to rally up. It's about that right
Well,
size.
you have your
Just not a
work cut out
hatchback.
for you. You should try that really quick
Yep.
right after we are done with this. I think this is the last race in the adventure. Yeah, this is 4 out of 4.
Yeah, play around.
You should
with
do it and soup it up real quick, and we'll just do online free roam and just fuck around.
that. Sure.
For a minute, I'm like, wait, where the hell are we going? Oh, this is another go off-road moment. Yeah, see, like right here, when we're off-road on these spots, I'm not like bouncy, hard jouncing around that much at all. It actually handles the jumps and shit fairly well. That video that I sent on Alex Winter talking about Death Wish 3 is hilarious.
That was hilarious, yeah. I sat down and watched that the other day.
Director is a complete maniac.
And it's just funny, it's like how you realize his tie-in is like, why is he in the movie? It's like, oh, okay, he had this perfect sense. He had the passport, he came cheap, didn't have to spend any extra money to get him over to
Yeah.
England.
Here you go, he's just
Everything
right
made
here.
Perfect sense.
Yeah, he's part of some Puerto Rican gang.
Puerto Rican gang. Whitest white guy.
blonde curly hair and these big blue eyes. Oh my god.
And then him explaining the whole rape scene, how he was supposed to be in it, and then he heard all this side banter from people about how weird and rapey the director is in doing the rape scenes. And it's like, yeah, I need to get out of this.
He likes to film it like 100 takes. It takes him hours.
Yeah, all day to do shit. That scene, I mean,
it's like 30 seconds in the movie.
Bad, but it was like 30. Yeah, it was done real quick. It's like a hallmark of the director. It's
hallmark.
Creepy.
Oh, that was a nice jump.
Whoa, shit, that sucks. Spin out!
Spin out! Olaf is about to blow! Yeah, you should take that car that you got right there. If it's not, you should all-wheel drive it, and then get that rally suspension on there.
That's rear-wheel drive.
That's the other thing, is when you're doing these races where there's all these jumps and shit, my god, does the all-wheel drive make a huge... The one race, I'm like, why are these lower-class Polaris things just kicking my ass? And I realized, well, it's because when you come down off these jumps, if you're not hitting great, you're not getting any traction because you're only rear-wheel drive, and those things are fucking all-wheel drive. So, as much as I like the pure rear-wheel drive racing as much as the next guy, for the super jumpy, bouncy, whatever racing, you cannot beat it in this game. It's absolutely a game changer.
Yeah, I'll work on this car. This would be a fun car to make into a semi-off-road car.
Level up. Whee! Oh, give me that Ford GT Horizon. 40,000 credits, okay.
45,000 credits. Yeah, I'd like that Ferrari.
No, it was the Ford. Oh, Ferrari. Mine
was
I
had
the
a
Ford
different
GT.
option.
Mine was the Ford GT Horizon edition that gives you the bonus. Gives you the bonus shit for racing.
Nice. That new Ford GT is badass.
I really like this. Yeah, just vote for this and then we can leave. I really like this adventure race thing because it really just puts a nice... Just keep playing, shakes it up a little bit. Keeps it from getting stagnant.
Not getting lost in doing stupid little things. Not that that's not fun, but I haven't played in a while. It's just fun to just get to some racing.
Well, and that's like, okay, now that we did some racing, and now we're just going to fuck around a little bit. Okay, sure, go to the online mode, and just race about and do whatever, but... Yeah, I hadn't played games with you in some time, so it's like, well, yeah, let's do something that's actually an actual thing, and not
it's just
jerking off.
Yeah, Volvo 850R 97. I'll play around with that later. Oh, I have to pick a car for the time being. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'll pick that one just because. Why not?
Yeah, and do this, and then we'll just go to the online free roam. Just quit out. Let's see. Exit to solo horizon. I don't want to do that. Let's go to this. Creating an online free roam session. Okay, it's joining an online free roam over here.
Oh, this festival, I tell you what, you should have seen me on the dance floor
Now
last night.
I should be able
That
to
nice
do
security bloke even gave me a
this.
lead on another abandoned classic when he was escorting me out. I promised
Forza-thon
I'd
gobble
pass it
gobble.
on.
Invite to club. You're already in my club. It says that you're not in my leaders
Free roam.
session.
Oh, free roam group session ready.
Yeah. Yep.
What? God damn it.
Oh. That's fine. I'll just do this. Great burnout. Online group route. So many barn find rumors. Jeez. Got like 100 of them.
This is gonna be an old-fashioned barn burner.
It's a total sapacle. It's the last of the V8 Interceptors. Okay, so let's go. Where is that thing? There should be a hub. Why is that level 5? Level 5? 5, I'm better than 5 here.
All
Alright.
5 here.
I have a
Turn
path
around.
to the thing I'm going
Safe do
to.
so.
Custom upgrade.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Everything's better if you just add more turbos. Just more
400
turbos,
yards,
please.
Turn right. Turn right.
All those superchargers are really nice too, let's be honest. You don't get quite the boost that you do, but you also don't get lag, which is also nice. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's a trade-off. Taking my headset off for 1 second, be right back. What's your what's the car class for that BMW?
Well, it was B, but it was right on the cusp. It was at 700, so upgrading it put it into a low A, so it's at 715 right now.
Nice.
Giving it all-wheel drive and that rally suspension.
All right, so I have to make an A car to come check it out with you. One of these cars that I recalled not liking and wanted to get rid of. This Holden fucking utility van. A little bit of a headache.
Uh-oh.
Should soup up this Mazda to an A class. That'd be hilarious. I'll sell this car because I don't like it. A class. Let's see. What do I have that I can make A class that I could soup up? Well, I have this Austin Martin that I could do it too. That's got some upgrade room. I could make this Ford SVT Cobra R into a rally car. That'd be kind of hilarious. I'm gonna fucking try it.
It's amazing how much the tire compound changes
increases
the
your shit.
car rating.
It's
Yeah.
out of control.
I mean, although I guess I would look at other options before I do this. I'm at a very low A, so it's like, well, if I'm in A, I'm gonna stay in A. I might as well get it as high as I can. But
Right.
I haven't done any of the engine type upgrades. Like going for a fun turbo upgrade.
This might turn this into a butter wheels, but that's okay. Go, go, butter wheels. Yes. Okay, now. Now that's all that is done. Clam hunter. It's so stupid, but I love it. Okay, now, I already did that. Let's see about this. Yeah, that's good. Okay, good. I have a strong feeling this is gonna end up a butter wheels.
I'm trending toward that way, yeah.
I mean, adding the tire compound, holy shit. Like, dude,
I know.
what's up with that? Come on.
Come on.
It's okay if you make a butter wheels now and then just be like, you know. Yeah, it's a butter wheels car. It's no worries. fucked it up a little bit, but it's all good. Ooh, nice. Okay. And then we definitely need this. We definitely need this. Let's go for the glory at this point. Shit. Go, 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 butter wheels, yeah.
Jeez, I gotta cut 35 points off if I wanna. Go for the rally tire compound. You can't really do much other upgrading.
I mean, if I do it, it brings me up into S class, so I can't even do it.
And it's not like I can back off on a couple of other things. It puts me 35 points into S class.
Right.
And without any upgrade, I'm at only shoot 40 points below S class. So I think I'm just gonna. I guess I could try the street compound.
I mean, I just made this, so I have this Ford SVT Cobra that's gonna go from 230 horsepower to 795.
You'll be able to handle that, no.
Watch, it'll probably be like, holy shit, this car is fucking awesome. I need to get some paint on it because I really hate this fucking red color. It's fucking awful. Some of the designs that they have, it's like you look at some of them and you're like, that looks like the most broke ass pile of shit I've ever seen. Like the designs for this fucking Ford Cobra, they're atrociously bad. Just who made these? You're fucking fired. You're fired. These are terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I think I'm gonna give this some nice metal flake. Let's see, on the base color. Go with like a super cool white. And then on the flake. Actually, I did this backwards. I should do this like this. I should make this color here. Like this. clam hunter. Love clam. I love hunting for clams. It's fucking. Make this a little darker. I feel like I just did this with a different color. Fuck you. Does this shit just bug? My car is just driving. It's gonna crash into the wall. It's in the paint studio and it's just driving. What in the fuck? Seriously, it's driving out into outer space. Donk. That's very strange behavior. Alrighty. Almost ready to try Butter Wheels McGee. Okay, this is better. Alright, I'm just about ready to try out this Butter Wheels. Let's go ahead and drive this on out and see how it does. I have a feeling it's just going to be an uncontrollable mess. So good. Let's see if I can find you where you're on the map. Joining session, syncing traffic. Did we get like disconnected again?
I don't know.
Oh, no, I see you. I see you. You're on the thing somewheres. You're on the world map here somewhere. Trying to find out if there's a... Do you know where you're at? Are you in a Horizon thing or are you driving?
No, I'm in the garage tuning a little bit.
Oh,
Not
got
gonna
it.
play too much with that, but I play around with the stock setup for the dampening.
200 yards. Turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, bear right. Keep right.
It's really fast, I'll give it that.
In 400 yards, bear right. Keep right.
haven't taken enough of your road yet. Let's fix that.
Recalculating route. 100 yards, turn right.
I just got the most ridiculous air ever. Holy Christ.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 yards, turn left. In 400 yards, turn left. In 200 yards, turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
I mean, wow, did I just get a lot of fucking points? Holy shit.
Just taking this on the hills here already seems a little bit better than before for sure.
Yeah. Oh, shit, I just fucking got a perk. Point. 12 points? How did I get 12 points? Dang, bro. You should come to where I'm at so we can see it in action. Let's see, where is this fucking barn thing? There it is. I mean, this thing just opens up so unbelievably fast, it's not even funny. It's pretty good as a rally car. SVT Cobra rally car. I love it. Love the shit out of it.
Best part of my job, right here.
Fucking old Toyota
Old
Jeep I just
Land
found in a
Cruiser,
barn.
Nice. You can't kill a Land Cruiser. They kept bringing out new models, but they really shouldn't have bothered. All the ones from the 70s are still running fine.
God, my driver guy looks like such a douche.
I'll still take the Landy back to the garage. Give it a once over. I'll let you know when you can have it.
I'm trying to see if I can see where you're at.
Yeah, I'm southeast of you a bit.
Do you see a
5
do you see a
miles.
do you see a green thing on the map?
A green line? Yeah.
You should follow
path.
the green line. Yeah.
In 400 yards, turn left.
I definitely can tell the ride height difference in the driving on flat pavement, but it's not bad by any stretch.
Right?
My top speed's only like 175 miles an hour, but
Oh, only.
Recalculating route. In 400 yards, bear left.
Mine pushes past 190, but you're definitely feeling that you've reached the limit of the vehicle's ability to handle that amount of speed at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
you're
the thing,
certainly
at
not going to be
170
taking turns very much at all.
At 175, it still feels like it's kind of in control.
In 200 yards, turn left.
This has totally crashed my car, like, big time.
In 400 yards, turn left. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left.
Which car could use help is in the braking department. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly, I have a thing to, like, there's a barn find around here somewheres. There's gotta be some piece of shit building out here in the middle of nowhere, right? That's a race start, so it's probably not gonna be there. Flying this drone around and doing this is like 1,000 times easier than the previous game where you just had to drive around. You're like, well, you can't get any visibility because you're down in this little fucking thing, and like you can't just rotate the camera around and see what's around you. It's really quite terrible. But this makes it much, much easier. Much, much easier. Although, since it's fucking dark, I can't see a goddamn thing. It's not really helping a whole lot. I like the little sound the drone makes. It's peaceful. What the fuck game was that? It was Toys with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Some of those fucking NES SNES games were really goddamn weird. Like, really fucking weird.
Really weird.
Like, it's to the point where, like, how are you gonna make a game that gives you this experience, more or less? And they're like, oh, okay. Like that, huh?
Bizarro.
Well, like, they're talking about, like, movie tie-in games. Like, I watched this great thing on Atari the other day, and it's like, and the guy gets a bad rap, but it's like E.T., and you're just like, well, even from a design aspect, how are you going to design that into, like, a playable experience?
Yeah, the story behind that is fascinating.
It's very fascinating.
It's
a great documentary. It's on, I don't know if you have Netflix or not, but it's called Atari something. Just search for Atari. It just came out like last year. But it's a great little insight into the whole video game industry of that era when we were growing up, and some of the challenges and whatnot that they faced.
Yeah. But didn't that guy like write that game in about a week?
Well, it was like 5 weeks, but it's still ridiculous. 5 fucking weeks, and he writes the whole thing
himself.
Yeah, one guy. That's not like a team. That's one dude wrote that in 5 weeks. And Anyway, it's just a very cool. You're like watching it. You're like, yeah. Well, it wasn't just that game that really contributed to kind of that crash. It was a lot of stuff, and like it happens with a lot of things. Once it got courted by Hollywood, and they tried to keep making these movie tie-in games, like some of the movies that they were trying to tie them into.
Oh,
You just
love
go,
this part.
how is that going to be like an interactive experience? Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's an FX.
This just doesn't
That's the
lend
first
itself
ute
at all
Holden ever made.
to.
That is Australia's gift to the motoring world, right there. However, ugh, this one
And then it
smells like
has
a
to
bad
make you
goat's
wonder.
living
At some of the games, it's like, at what point did they decide to tie this game into this movie franchise? Some of the games, it's like, well, obviously
take you back
there's
to the
this
garage.
game,
You just
and
wait
this
till I get it
opportunity
cleaned
came
up and
across to tie it to a movie franchise, and then they loosely
Base
apply
it on
it
it,
to it.
right? Like this has
Yeah, I mean-
nothing to do with the.
Be tuned.
Not so much a movie franchise, but the Super Mario Brothers 2 game is one of those games where, you know, you find out that when it was under development originally, it wasn't even going to be a Mario game. It's got all these
No, it's
totally
called-
different.
That was called Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Come on, let's find a road race somewhere. I want to race you. Don't just.
Yeah.
I got up behind you and you turned. Let's find a good spot to.
Just playing around.
Let's come up over here on this piece of street.
Sure. Was it there's I think it was the sequel to Sea Dogs ended up becoming the Pirates of Caribbean game
That's kind of funny.
to tie in with that movie, and it was nothing
Like it
like
at all.
the Johnny Depp movie. No.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Okay, so to make sure we race and stay on the same course, I'm gonna put a new group marker thing just like over here. Alright, so let's do it on the T in 3, okay?
Sure.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, jeez, terrible.
In 400 yards, turn left.
It would just be instant death. Instant
Yeah.
death. Oh shit, watch this. Stay right there. Drive forward just a little bit. Keep going.
Oh,
You can just do impromptu little.
why didn't it
Fucking
work?
didn't accept it.
I tried.
400 yards, turn right.
Off the line, this
I
car
forgot
is
there's no
retarded.
hard
Turn right.
there's no hard start to that.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right.
I just jacked my shit by taking some giant mega jump and promptly crashed. What the hell happened? Just constant smashing and just crashing everywhere. I love it.
I just screwed up and hit a boulder.
Nice, $5,000. 5,000 credits. Rockin'.
In 100 yards, turn left. Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route. In 200 yards, turn sharp left.
I do feel that, like, this game occasionally has wonk physics where you're like, the weight of how a thing falls and how it bounces and shit, you're like, that wouldn't work like that.
Yeah, it's definitely not
Turn
perfect.
around when it is safe to do so.
But, you know, most of the time you're driving, it's very immersive. But yeah, there are the moments where it's like, it pulls you out and it's like, wait a minute. Yeah, see, I'm at the point where, toward the end, there's a straightaway where I'm maxed out.
Yeah, me too. At like 202, about.
175 is the max. For what I did with this car, it's
Turn around
Yeah, bitch.
when it is
Get the
safe
piece of
to
shit
do
out
so.
of here.
yeah.
Let's take this off-road, motherfucker.
Recalculating route. In 200 yards, turn left.
The amount of skill points you get from just being like, get going 1,000 miles an hour and then just skid off into the weeds and then downshift into like second or third and just make a giant
left.
spin circle. I just got 32,000 skill chain credits.
Jeez.
Hilarious. This car's looking beat up, bro. I kind of like it beat up. This car has so much horsepower that basically if I just skip first gear and just start in second gear, it still roasts the tires. Oh, cool, choo-choo train.
Mine's a modest 500 horsepower, I think. Nice thing is I'm driving off-road and I can actually make speed at 5th gear.
In 400
Whereas
yards.
before, you know, when we were doing the races earlier, it's like I was in 3rd gear during a lot of it.
Struggling.
Keep left. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Yeah, that's
It's
what.
not about our wheels.
No, that's what horsepower will really get you, is in the bouncy off-road sections. You know, you won't be slowing down. You'll still be accelerating.
Yeah.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
You know, I can definitely feel the higher center of gravity, but that's a small compromise for the overall flexibility.
Recalculating route.
Yeah, when you can this fast and go through a lake like that, and in 3rd gear be accelerating, that's got some balls for certain.
Skill point for crashing. That's okay.
Okay, so my skill points are still racking up, but I'm 32,000. This is going to be times 5. Let's see what it turns out to when it's completely done and over. It's still telling you, you get going so fast and you hit all those bumps. You get drift points, air points, the kangaroo points
Right.
are just preposterous. 211,000 skill chain points. Should have just kept going.
Mate, I've got that Holden F purring. Come down.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I think I'm gonna warp to this thing. Oh, I don't need to warp. It's right here.
And get it when you're ready.
Sneezed a bunch of times, so I was able to mute it.
Nice.
Recalculating route in 100 yards. Turn left.
Yeah, like the physics right there, the jump that I just took, ridiculous. That would not have worked that way in the slightest. It's like the car floats over.
In 200 yards. Turn right. In 400 yards, bear left. Keep left. In 400 yards, bear left. Keep left. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the smaller nitro-y cars with the... I mean, basically I feel like rally cars and supercars just kind of dominate.
They're fun to drive.
No, I've also thought about that. Like, it would be cool to get some old turbocharged Subaru and just fucking race it around. Oh, look, my Holden
There it
barn
is,
car is
an
ready.
FX Ute. The beginning of two fine
Nice.
Australian traditions. Putting trays on the backs of muscle cars and abbreviating words that don't really need abbreviating.
Australian.
My dad had one of these.
Like,
never took it
like,
off
okay,
road, never got
I
it
got
dirty,
this-
never drove it much faster than 50. That's probably why I take after my mum.
I got this Toyota. It's a barn find. It's this Toyota FJ40. The thing is, that might have made a cool rally car, but the problem is, it's gonna have Jeep rolly roll problems. Right? Like, seriously, no joke. You'd do that and the thing would just roll over constantly.
Well, that's no fun.
See it.
Yeah.
Can see it happening. Acceleration and launch on this retro muscle. 9.8. Great. Good job. Should make this Holden Sandman panel van into a rally monster. That would be funny. Yeah, I feel like there's some, like, I have this little Renault 5 Turbo. That's another one where I feel like that would be conducive towards just rallying the shit out of it. Like, let's see. What's kind of a little car? I want to sort it by price. Why can you not sort it by price? That's retarded. Oh, value. Duh. Oh. Okay, so the Honda Civic is the cheapest car. I bet you this Honda S2000, I bet you could rally that, because it's teeny tiny.
Yeah, those S2000s are nice cars. That thing is tiny and lightweight, yeah.
Do it to a GMC Vandura van. Fucking Datsuns.
Yeah.
Police, the Ford Crown Victoria. Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, this Ford Fiesta XR2, that's a D-class car. I bet you could fucking do it with this motherfucker too. Because it's already got like a little bit of a rally style looking suspension to it. Talbot Sunbeam Lotus. What? You could also do it to this fucking Subaru Brat. Oh my god. Why is this Talbot car like? See, that's what I like. I like taking the ridiculous cars and turning them into something. I feel like that's more fun to me than, oh, Lamborghini Super Chulilalilalalo. It's like, oh yeah, okay, it's gonna be fast because it's fucking $8 trillion goddamn dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Rally Jeep Wagoneer. Looking at some of these, it makes me want to try it. Ooh, here's another Clio. Renault
Oh, yeah.
Clio Williams. I bet you it's legit.
I'm sure
You
it's
know
a
the Clio is
car.
legit. Oh, I like this little Opel Kadett. It's cute.
Club notice board.
Yeah. It's so good. What are you putting on there?
Nothing. Not yet.
Something about hunting clams? It better be about hunting clams. I should not buy this and make another silly car. It's not that many credits, though. Oh, are you joining the, are you talking about the Forza driving club or the Xbox gaming club?
The Forza driving club. I'm not in the Xbox gaming club.
I mean, dude.
Started.
Started
No, you
making their
really
own
want to be in
cars in
clam.
54 with the...
It's like, yeah, I know it's juvenile, but Clam Hunters International just makes me laugh like a lot.
It does put a smile on the face. Alright, I think I'm gonna back out of this.
Left the Horizon Group. He's going bye-bye. So.
Yeah, I'll see about this gaming club here.
It's a very good club.
It's an exclusive club, I'm sure, too.
Oh, of course. I mean, if you're not in it to hunt clams, then you better just fucking get the fuck out.
Members only.
Clam Hunters International is a new member. I love it so much. Mm. I don't care what anybody says. I love it. Just fuck off.
Yep. So what are all the benefits of the clubs? Because it talks about all of, you set up the criteria, you know, okay, swearing, okay, no trash talking, adults only, achievement hunting. So does it do automatic alerts depending on what's going on within the club?
Well, and that's the thing is you can have the club basically you can so say you had a friends list that was huge. You could set up clubs for different games and then send an invite to a club or do whatever so that it's easier to manage who's doing what.
Okay. Yeah, because it did say I could join 24 other clubs.
Right. Yeah, you can join a whole bunch of clubs. And then you can be like Sons of Anarchy and just constantly talk about the club.
The club. You know when I do this, I'm doing it for the club.
I'm doing it for the club. It's okay, will you shut up? Shut up with your fucking club talk. I'm about to give you a clubbed foot. Shut up. No, we can't do that. It's gotta be done for the club. Club. Fuck you and your fucking club.
Gotta put this to a vote.
Put this to a vote in the club. It's so funny. And the amount of horrendous behavior and shit done in the name of the club.
Oh, absolutely terrible.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You can share your feats.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the other thing about that. You know, if you have like a club for, I don't know, maybe you had a club for competitive gaming or something, and you wanted to make it so that you could share stuff just directly related to the competitive gaming, just directly to the people who are in that club or whatever. I mean, it's just kind of a neat thing. Separate your groups
You
of
could-
who's doing what.
Yeah, I guess if you were kind of a clan, then, so to speak, playing
Right.
shooter games, you could post your times that you're going to be playing, things like that. Way to do that. In general, what are you guys playing these days?
Sure. And the achievements, notices, we're
Yeah.
playing at this time on this day, so on and so forth.
Oh, got BF1. I still have to download that.
BF slip sauce. BF's slip sauce. That's just another case of, did you think about what you were doing
Maybe
when
they
you...
did.
I mean, it literally is butt fucks slip sauce. BF. So yeah, what's your Thanksgiving schedule kind of like?
Not too heavy.
Turn around.
As far as
Use
I know
your
right
safety
now.
vehicle.
Thanksgiving Day I'll be busy all day, but other than that, Friday I don't really have any plans. Saturday I don't currently have any plans. I was thinking about going out of town to Traverse City area for the day for brew pub events, but I don't know if I'm gonna go up there or not. Depends on the weather and just got to look into it more. It might be really packed.
Yeah, right.
Not looking to deal with huge crowds, so I don't know. So yeah, it's kind of up in the air for the most part, other than Thursday.
Well, at some point I'm gonna play through the Battlefield campaign, and then
Yeah.
I imagine initially playing that title, probably get killed and get my ass kicked a lot until you figure it out, because man, that's just a totally different style of play than I'm typically used to. And
Oh yeah. But yeah, if you want to play that, we should. If there's some co-op or multiplayer to be had where we can play together, man, the earlier we do that, the better, I would think.
well, the thing with that game is this: you have to remember, there's gonna be on some of the maps, 32 plus players aside.
Yeah.
So it's not like a thing like Gears where you go, okay, so if it's me and you, or me, you, and June, that then you go, okay, so there's 3 of us talking, but then the other 2 schlubs on the team with whatever they're doing in that small group, because it's so intimate and it's a death match, whatever, of you versus the other people, like that's hugely important. Battlefield is the complete and utter fucking opposite of that. You're actually better off going, like, in terms of co-op, say, it's better if you went, okay, like, me, you, and June, like, we're just our own little squad. And yeah, you want to play along with the team, but there's no way that, unless you're a dedicated clan, that you're going to have 32 people that are going to be able to work together. So you have your one goal of what you're trying to do, and then in your little squads you talk and do what you're going to do. So that would just be like, hey, we're going to back each other up, and we're going to go and do whatever we're going to do. And, you know, it's not so much on the, oh shit, that one guy is kicking our ass, we have to get him. Like the maps and the teams and everything are too big for that. What is 8 wheel spins?
Yeah, it's very true. Is it up to
45,000.
32 players on a map? That's pretty big.
32 on a map? No, 32 a team.
Oh, on a
I think
team?
it goes up to
64,
64 on some of the maps.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I heard the PC versions have historically gone up that high. I didn't know the console version had been beefed up to that. Wow. It's gonna be
it might, even if
pretty
if
crazy.
it's not, even if it's 32 people a map, that's still 15 people aside.
You know,
Yeah.
that's more than half a million credits worth of car you just won, right? Oh, sure.
I just
you
want
know
a
that.
Jaguar
You're just playing it cool.
XJ220
Nice.
That's like a 500. That's a 500 plus thousand credit car.
So,
That's a $500,000 credit car.
jeez. I'll set to download that game. So, you know, if we do get an opportunity, I think we will.
Well, I also heard and I don't know if the campaign mode is co-op or anything, but I heard the campaign, if you play through the single player campaign, it's supposed to be really fucking good too.
I have heard a little bit about that, yeah. That's nice to hear, because I figured they would have all but abandoned that format.
Yeah, nope. It's in their I guess for maybe one of the first times that they paid attention to more of a single player campaign like that.
200 yards. Turn right.
But yeah, the battlefield thing like that, it's a totally different dynamic. It'll be co-op in the sense of and you really have to make an effort to brush up on the communication aspect, because if you don't, you'll either get lost or whatever. Like the stuff is so big. But it would basically be like, yeah, we're gonna play and you're gonna get objectives marked from the team leader, and then you're gonna make a move to follow that objective, but you and I still more or less can just communicate and do what we're gonna do.
Yeah, at least have our own little team and our own little agenda.
Right. I mean, you have to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because and sometimes you're gonna split up, and like different people are gonna go for different objectives, and
I'll put the code in right now.
shit, even this Ariel Atom that I just won is not cheap. Yeah, geez, this Jaguar that I won is expensive. Let's drive it real quick. Like, they're cool, but I think historically Jaguars, like, I think even the engines and shit, they're kind of fucking have problems.
Yeah, they're not historically the most reliable cars.
Turn around.
No.
when it is
They're
safe
making
to
some
do
nice
so.
cars. I have to say that. Our CEO drives one. I think it's the XJ.
Well, and I also think that it's probably... I would imagine that maybe that reliability or whatever has changed, but yeah, historically, certainly not known for their fucking beastly reliability, that's for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know how good that is these days or not. I mean, they're nice to look at if someone else has one, would, you know. But yeah, I don't know how they are as far as long-term reliability. Seems like the type of people who buy those cars don't really care that much about that. They buy them, and before it's an old car, they're selling it or turning in their lease or whatever.
Right.
45.
I mean, that's the way with just a lot of shit, though, in general,
It is.
right? Like, it's even like the truck and stuff that I have. It's like, well, even now, and so... realize you probably got to get going. But think about it, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to get this house.